Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of the Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. Gotta say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, see that's a joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, you can reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, still giving away a free flamethrower with every IT purchase with a fun Picatinny rail adapter, so you can mount it to any standard AR-15, like all awesome accessories can be. Go to toppingtechnologies.com and click the flamethrower button to learn more and see me shooting a flamethrower. Lastly, trying to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button and tell your friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, going over to the business part of the podcast, you have Tesla revealing their cheapest Cybertruck ever, though still costs much more than a nice used Porsche, but that's just being, obviously, apples to oranges. Now, this is brought to us thanks to Motor1.com, specifically Chris Smith over there. And he says, quote, Tesla just revealed a much cheaper Cybertruck, but you could still buy a Ford F-150, Silverado, well, Chevy, or Ram 1500 with four-wheel drive for about the same price. And presumably with gas engines, so they'll last more than, 10 years. Though it is a GM product, so kind of a coin flip there. Now here you can see the loved, hated, and iconic Tesla Cybertruck, which looks kind of fun and quirky. Again, if I won the lottery, I'd probably buy one. Obviously do a powertrain swap, put in a nice Toyota Tundra drivetrain in there, gas engine and stick shift, aka manual transmission. I'd have to have a lot of stupid money to do that, but that'd be kind of fun. But that's just me. I partially digress. Diving into the specifics of the article, they say, quote, amid tariff chaos and sharp decline in sales, Tesla has announced its latest version of the Cybertruck. This is a long-range single-motor trim slotted in the same base model for the lineup. It doesn't exactly have a base model price tag, though. With destination fees included, it still cost the phenomenon of marketing, you think it's not $72,000, it's $72,000 plus. Technically, the price is $71,985. But again, depending on where you live, 6 to 10% more because of the extortion registration tax or sales tax. Now he says, quote, what do you get for that price? The least expensive Cybertruck has the longest range of them all, going estimates 350 miles on a single charge. That's approximately 25 more miles compared to the all-wheel drive trim, which costs an extra $10,000 or one nice used Mazda Miata. A single motor drive, the rear axle, and through a horsepower figure, as it mentioned, Tesla claims it can reach up to 60 miles per hour in 6.2 seconds. The locking rear differential is included to help with traction. They say as a standard equipment, you get the textile, quote-unquote, seats, which are made of cloth material. They come with a heating element, but no ventilation. Elsewhere, you get the stereo goes down from 7 speakers, versus 15 on higher trims. You'll find 18-inch wheels at each corner, and at the back, powered Tanu, I don't know how you spell that. Well, I know how you spell it. Pronounce it. Tanayu cover. The trunk bed cover. Everything I say, I have a fancy word in marketing, though, today. That's actually gone. Also gone are the plethora of 120-volt power plugs. Through the Tesla offers an adapter for the charging port that gives you 2 plugs if you need them. Does that mean you get the OG cigarette lighter? That's what we called it back in the day. Or a really painful learning lesson. You click that once, take it out, get that hot coil. And I might have just lost 80% of the audience, but I partially digress. They say the air suspension is replaced with adaptive coil springs, which means you can't adjust the ride height. The towing package is standard, but the maximum towing rating is 7,500 pounds. That's still a pretty hefty amount. Well, yeah, let's be honest, 90% of these are going to get, at most, some mulch from the Home Depot, or let's be honest, Lowe's. They say the cargo capacity is 2,006 pounds, is also stout. By comparison, the all-wheel drive Cybertruck can carry 2,500 pounds in its bed. As far as we can tell, the base model still has a steer-by-wire controls with front and rear wheel steering. Optional upgrades include 20-inch wheels, though you have to lose a bit of range in the process, and availability soft Tanau. Again, truck aficionados, let me know in the comment, what do you call that silly material that goes over the truck bed? But you can add that. You can also add extended range, with Tesla quoting 362 miles if equipped with the smaller wheels. Jeez Louise, I can't believe this. Full self-driving is available for an additional $8,000, which, yeah, that's for most of their vehicles. They'll charge you for that. $8,000 for that kind of full driving. They say that. $8,000. That's a nice used Mazda Miata. And they're spending it on software, which, yeah, I know software sales are huge in the United States, but still boggles my mind. They say you can also add things like a sunshade, under-seat storage, and floor mats for nominal prices for under $300. Say comparing with other electrical pickups, the Ford F-150 Lightning, who's buying that crap, Remember the demand for that crashed so much they paused production for a couple months in Q4? That's when you know you have an issue selling your junk. That starts at $65,109 for a similar dual powertrain. The Chevy Silverado EV is available in a single range motor two-wheel drive trim for $57.95. Its Rivian Camp, the R1T, starts at $71,900 with a dual motor punching 533 horsepower. They claim it will be available between June and July this year, which means you'll get it by January next year, because that's usually how it goes. Someday we'll get the the Tesla Roadster. Someday we'll get that in our lifetime, allegedly. Now I'm actually surprised. Makes sense for them to do apples comparison, comparing them to the GM Ford and other electric pickups. But again, in terms of a pickup you'll actually use to haul stuff and last a while, I would compare them to the gas Ford F-150, which is still the most popular truck to date in terms of volume of units sold. Not the most reliable, but still it's sold. But yeah, if I need a truck to last me every day to use actually for truck things, probably buy what would be considered nowadays a vintage Toyota Tundra from 2012. Some of the final years they still have the V8 option, although you have to do a manual transmission swap, which would be expensive, but nevertheless, I think it'd be worth it. But I mean, Tesla, they got the peak market. They were selling these for $250,000 when they first came out. A couple of people were buying for them. It wasn't the standard, but people are paying the premium to be first, and it makes sense. Like most, product launches, now that you're scraping the medium to the bottom of the barrel, you're gonna, cut some of the features to hit that price point where a lot of people do shop just by what is that price point. So I think this actually will increase their sales overall. Now it's not great for the shareholders because there's less profit when you have these lower margin things, but traditionally, volume is usually how you make up for it. But let me know your thoughts, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so you can click that button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.